That last note throws us right in.
Throws
Hello.
us. Drop it on, baby.
Just drops us in and drop it like it should. But
Kind of like that DOJ dropping a response.
I kind of like that. Kind of like that. Yeah, like very much
Whoop.
like that.
Yeah, it is.
Whoop.
Whoop. Yeah, it is.
You beat me to it. Damn it. Whoop. I wanted to whoop. But anyway, I'm glad you changed hats because this is kind of serious. Actually, and good afternoon, everyone. Those of you who chose to actually join us for some coffee and shenanigans, Trump shenanigans, like the delusional kind. Yes, we're definitely going to be doing that today. But actually, the response that you mentioned is actually not so delusional. It was really well written, as a matter of fact. I mean, there is a bunch of craziness going about, you know. Yes, Randy, we did see that insane rally speech, or at least clips of it, because I won't give them the view, but I did see the clips. You know, that was like I said, coffee and delusion today. That's what we're dealing with. I've got my coffee and quiz. We're gonna talk delusion, yeah.
Oh, we are definitely going to talk delusion.
Oh my gosh, we
Hang
definitely
on.
are.
I definitely need to take some tabs before we get started.
Oh gosh, oh man. Jeez. Could you not tell me? I mean, just don't tell me. Just don't tell me. I don't need to know my anxiety. Anyway, well, hey, T King, Sandy, thanks for joining us, everyone in the chat. Faulty, nice to see that you're back. Hope you had a great holiday. Shill, thank you for being here. Yes. Jade, it's always nice to see you, love. Hey, there's some guy, High Inquisitor, in there too. Oh, yeah, yeah. Hey, John.
Don't pay attention to the man behind the curtain.
Yes, no, not Oz. And hey, Commander, nice to see you too. Every time the Trump people dare the DOJ to release something, the DOJ unleashes the equivalent of a nuclear bomb. It's awesome. I can't agree more. I cannot agree more with that, especially if you got to read that response. I don't know how many of you have access to Pacer, but it is because it's a federal claim. It's up there, even though it's in the court of Florida. It's there. On Pacer. I mean, why not?
And it's all over the internet by now anyway. So
it is. Yeah, I was gonna say if you follow the Washington Post, they've been listing the PDFs, for
Yep.
you in clear, lovely black and white type, just like
Claire,
it
did
appears
you
on
know
there.
that you're able to take a PDF and download it onto your computer from a site like that?
Yes, did you know that? Did you know? Did you know that? Like, I kind of do that for YouTube living here.
Oh, did you do that already?
Yes, I do. Like, have you met me? Like, legal. Are you trying to tell me? Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. We want to see the damn document. There it is.
That helps you.
Hey, there it is. This is the DOJ's actual response to the Trump filing and his lovely, or should I say, his band of fellows. He's got 3 lawyers from all different areas. They finally did register for ad hoc to be on the case because they weren't even from Florida. They had to actually register to file, and they kind of forgot for a little while till the media brought it up. Speaking of the media quiz, they also have filed to unseal everything so they can look at it.
Yeah, because you want top secret documents just to be out in the hands of nobody.
We want ABC, NBC, Fox. We want all of them in there looking at all these stuff too, so they can decide whether or not it's.
Let's all be special masters, damn it. Let's just say from now on, any government case, then anybody in America can just sign on with their computer and be a part of the case. I mean, why not?
I know, like it's just like trial through the media. Let's go, but that's par for the course anyway with the media. So anyway, this was filed a few days ago on the 30th, as you can see from the top. Okay, and this is actually the United States response to the motion for the judicial oversight and additional relief. Okay,
wanted a special masturbate.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a master.
All right. And I will say this is one of the only documents that actually addresses the plaintiff, who is Donald Trump, appropriately as the former president.
Okay. I wonder why they did that.
Because he is the former president. He is not the current president of the. You can have only one president at a time. As far as I know in history and the way we're set up. I mean, being an American and all, I believe that's the way it is. One at a
By
time.
the time
please.
we're done today, we'll wonder if there is any president at this point.
You're not wrong, Boom. You're not wrong. I can't say I'll call it like I see it. I'm not too happy with the other one either, but he's at least awake and trying and doing stuff, the speech and everything. But ex-President Cheeto, yes, John, they did forget Cheeto part, but let me get here. Okay, in his motion, they said, DOJ, this is their words. I'm going to paraphrase a little bit. DOJ, that's right, DOJ. Yeah, Department of Justice, not Department of Justice. I'm from Jersey. I can't help it. It just comes out. I just woke up. I've only had one cup of coffee. Give me a break. Okay. Motion for judicial oversight and additional relief. That docket entry, okay, by the plaintiff, who is the former president, Donald J. Trump, okay, and his band of hooligans over there called lawyers. Okay, this plaintiff, they're telling that this preliminary order is there where they are requesting for the appointment of a special master. Okay, there are certain legal issues that the DOJ would like to bring to our attention, or rather the court's attention, okay, and kind of narrow it down to like what's going on here, okay. They said that they're going to summarize the plaintiff's motion, and since it's in English, I'll read it to you, because when I read their motion, I wasn't so sure. Okay, that was English that I was reading. It kind of rambled a bit. Plaintiff's motion to appoint a special master, enjoin further review of the seized materials, and require the return of seized items fails for multiple independent reasons. As an initial matter, the former president lacks standing to seek judicial relief or oversight as to presidential records because those records do not belong to him. The Presidential Records Act makes clear that the United States has complete ownership, possession, and control of them. By Statute 44 U.S.C. 2202. Furthermore, this court lacks jurisdiction to adjudicate plaintiff's Fourth Amendment challenges to the validity of the search warrant and his arguments for returning suppressing the materials seized. For those reasons and others, plaintiffs have shown no bias for the court to grant injunctive relief. Plaintiff is not likely to succeed on the merits. He will suffer no injury absent an injunction, let alone an irreparable injury, and the harms to the government and the public would far outweigh any benefit to the plaintiff. That was kind of a like, are you kidding? You know what that whole paragraph said? Are you kidding, Donnie?
You don't own it. You can't ask for it.
You can't ask for it. Only the president can ask for it. And I'm sorry you delusionally still think that you're the president, but you're not. And you can't have them. They don't belong to you. They clearly belong to the government. And the government wanted them back. And so you wouldn't give them back. So the government took them back. I mean, that's it in a nutshell, right? I love the footnotes here. They're talking about how he actually wanted a more detailed receipt of the document. He wanted everything listed out as to exactly what was in each box, so that actually the actual warrant itself and the property receipt would actually expose the secret documents, titles, and stuff like that. What the hell? Like, this is not in protection. Like, you're supposed to protect our stuff. Hello, ex-president. Like, isn't that like part of what you do? Like, when you are for the people, the country, a patriot. But no, he wants it all exposed. Okay. Even if the court had jurisdiction to entertain plaintiff's claims, appointment of a special master is unnecessary and would significantly harm important governmental interests, including national security interests. Okay, Appointment of a special master is disfavored in a case such as this. In any event, the government's filter team has already completed its work of segregating any seed materials that are potentially subject to attorney-client privilege, and the government's investigative team has already reviewed all the remaining materials, including any that are potentially subject to claims of executive privilege. Appointment of a special master to review materials potentially subject to claims of executive privilege would be particularly inappropriate because binding Supreme Court precedent forecloses plaintiffs' argument that review of these materials by personnel within the executive branch raises any such privilege concerns. Furthermore, appointment of a special master would impede the government's ongoing criminal investigation. And if the special master were tasked with reviewing classified documents, would impede the intelligence community from conducting its ongoing review of the national security risk that improper storage of these highly sensitive materials may have caused, and from identifying measures to rectify or mitigate any damage that improper storage caused. Lastly, this case does not involve any of the types of circumstances that have warranted appointment of a special master to review materials potentially subject to attorney-client privilege. In other words, nice try, but doesn't go. I don't think we need the factual background. We all witnessed that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, they're going to go
hold
through.
on. Let me give a quick overview. Okay. Trump left office January 21st, 2021. By April, NARA, the National Archive, was talking to Trump's lawyers and Trump saying, dude, there's so much missing. We know you have it. Just get it. Just send it back. So in July, they went down, collected 15 boxes. Trump lawyer says that's all we have. There is no more. Absolutely no more. A year later, they raid the president's home, or the former president's home, and find another 12 boxes of material that should have been included back to the National Archives, but wasn't. And that's where we're at.
That's where we're at. And, and amongst all of that, like they had much correspondence. And by the way, I'm not going to go into every single page of this, but they have documented clearly their correspondence with former President Trump as the plaintiff all along, trying to get this stuff back. They jumped through hoops to try to get this stuff back. Look at all this. Okay.
And I can promise you also, if it was somebody who wasn't a former president that had that kind of material in their home,
they'd be in jail.
It wouldn't have taken them a day to get it back from it. They would have just taken it and arrested you.
They were advising. They were very nice. Once they knew that there were highly classified records in the documentation, they started notifying him right away. They actually notified about the delay, why they need it, blah, 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 what's going on. They went all over this. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Through its investigation, this is important, the FBI developed evidence indicating that even after 15 boxes were provided to the NARA, dozens of additional boxes remained at the premises that were also likely to contain classified information. Accordingly, that's when the DOJ was granted a jury subpoena. They didn't just pull that out of the sky. They presented evidence to a grand jury to get that warrant. Okay. In response to the first warrant, okay, this is very important. Counsel for the former president provided a limited number of documents accompanied by a certification that all responsive documents were produced following a diligent search. They just forgot to go downstairs, Quiz. That's what it is. it's just a misunderstanding.
Yeah, we didn't go downstairs to the other office that he works at and keeps the documents, other real top secret documents in his desk.
Because this happened all the way back in June. He's whining about this in August. But in June, he and his attorneys told them, okay, guys, we gave you everything. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Don't worry about it. We gave you it all. Don't worry. No problem. Well, if they did, then why was it still there when they showed up? I don't know.
I don't think anybody knows.
Yep, here's what she said. Based upon the information that has been provided to me, I am authorized to certify on behalf of the office of Donald J. Trump the following. A diligent search was conducted of the boxes that were removed from the White House to Florida. This search was conducted after receipt of the subpoena in order to locate any and all the documents that are responsive to the subpoena. Any and all responsive documents accompany this certification, and no copy, written notation, or reproduction of any kind was retained as to any responsive document. I swear or affirm that the above statements are true and correct to the best of my knowledge. Signed, and they will give us the letter back in the receipts, because the DOJ also accompanied us with 17 pages of like receipts of all the correspondence, all the letters, everything. It's all now entered into the case, documented in black and white. What do they call this? Like, it's like when you raise your hand and you go, citation needed, and then the DOJ goes, here you go. Like, here you go. Here it is. You want to know what happened? You want it all unsealed? You want the people to know what the heck's going on here? Well, here you go. Here you go, former President Donald Trump. Here it all is in black and white. How you like that? How you liking me now? Because they're not playing. They are not playing. They're like,
definitely not. And one thing that needs to be made clear is Merrick Garland wouldn't have gone through with this if he didn't already know the answers to the questions he was asking.
Exactly. Who would? Like, this is like, you're going against an first of all, no one wants to go against an ex-president. Like, the country does not need this kind of shenanigans going on. Have we not enough trouble, okay, with the state of our country? We have to have an ex-president kicking dirt all over the place, kicking sand, throwing a goddamn hissy fit because he's not the president anymore, doing this kind of crap. Like, we don't need this. Like, this is not in the best interest of our country. Okay. So, like, will people just kindly refocus on what the actual thing is here? You don't get to be a big sour-faced loser and cause all this kind of trouble just because you don't get what you want. This is not cool. All right. And the people that are supporting this, I don't think that they are looking at the whole big issue here. How is it good for our country to cause this kind of shenanigans going on for the whole world to see? This is public. Every American can get a copy of these filings and watch this court case going on. Okay. And by the way, this is not the DOJ going after Trump. This is in response to Trump filing against the United States of America in Florida because we took records back that belong to us. I mean, us as in the United States, right? Like, that's what this is. He's making this a public spectacle. He is. He filed the complaint in Florida against his own country for following the rules that, may I remind you, he actually put in place. Because, quiz, who was it that made the penalty for this kind of crap stiffer and wrote new law about this kind of shenanigans going on? Which president was that recently? Can you remember? Are you here? I think it was President Trump. Actually, it was President Trump.
Yep.
Okay. All right. On August 8th, they did execute that search warrant. Okay. And the government seized 33 boxes, containers, or items of evidence which contained over 100 classified records, including information classified at the highest level. Now, how is that possible if in June they returned everything?
This was the stuff that was planted by the FBI as they were walking in.
Oh, they planted 33 boxes, containers, or items of evidence. Wow. Mm-hmm. This is like, They also said that they were some things that weren't even in boxes. There was stuff like in desks. They say that there are 3 classified documents that were not located in boxes, but rather were located in the desks in the 45 office, were also seized.
Where it was available to anyone to just
Yeah,
open the door
apparently
and
that
see.
was, and so they were complaining about the locks and things like this. This is what they were saying. The classification levels ranged from confidential to top secret. No doubt about it, okay? What they recovered the second time they went was more than twice the amount of documents that were produced on June 3rd, that they said they had everything. They sent it all. This is all you're going to get. Because of this, this search cast serious doubt on the claim in that certification. I wonder why. Like, I could see it with my own eyes. There's 33 pieces over here that you forgot. Okay. Seriously, I would start doubting. I don't blame DOJ for doubting anything that comes from them in an official capacity, certified with the full knowledge of former President Trump, certifying that this is what happened. All right. And we're going to get down to, the privilege review team has completed its work. All right. They have actually examined everything and have gone over. The privilege review team has completed its review of the materials in its custody and control that were identified as potentially privileged. The privilege review team identified only a limited subset of potentially attorney-client privileged documents, and pursuant to the court-approved filter protocol, the privilege review team was permitted to apply ex parte to the court for a determination whether or not the documents contain attorney-client privilege material, or defer seeking court intervention and continue to keep the documents inaccessible to law enforcement personnel assigned to the investigation, or disclose the documents to the potential privilege holder. Request the privilege holder to state whether the potential privilege holder asserts attorney-client privilege as to any documents, including requesting a particularized privilege log, and seek a ruling from the court regarding any attorney-client privilege claims as to which the privilege review team and the privilege holder cannot reach agreement. Now, what this says right here is that the DOJ, knowing that these are all sensitive documents, knowing that there's more in the boxes than what is actually owned by the United States, they need to seize it all to get through. There's going to be some mix-up of paper here. Hey, we're doing due diligence, and we're actually applying to the fact that, yes, there could be things that you might want back, like letters from your attorney and things like that, correspondence between you and your attorney and things like that. And yes, we're going to let you decide what happens to that. You're either going to release it as privilege or we're going to return it to you if it doesn't affect the case. Okay, no problem. They're already there and they're not letting anybody else look at it. It's not exposed for everybody. What in our ex-president's actual claim, he wants it all opened and released for everybody. Not a good idea. It's not even a good idea for him. It seems like the DOJ is protecting his interests better than he is, actually, in regards to some of this stuff. But besides that, plaintiff lacks standing to seek judicial oversight and related relief in relation to any presidential records seized from the premises. Because again, they're going to cite here, all you guys don't care about what are the actual rules, the regulations, and the citations, or even all of the cases that actually set the precedent for this, because there are plenty. It did kind of get me excited to see that they listed them all. They did a really good job of dotting their I's and crossing their T's here. basically, if you're not the president, you don't have access to the presidential records anymore, period. Once you are out of office, okay, it becomes part of the presidential archives. It belongs to the government the whole time. Even while you're sitting in that chair, do you think that you own the chair? No, sir. Right, Quiz? He doesn't own it. He doesn't own it. Well, what do you think, Quiz? This is too much. Oh. Quiz, are you alive?
Of course I am.
Okay, why aren't you talking? I'm talking to you. You're not answering, dude. You're getting me concerned here. Okay, plaintiff is not entitled to the return of property or to injunctive relief. Plaintiff is not entitled to the return of any property.
Because it's not his property.
It's not. And they clearly stated it. You're no longer the president. You got to go. And I'm telling you, look at all this precedent that they're putting down here. And you see all of that, everything you see italicized is a case that they're indicating as to why. Okay. When you have all of this stuff going on, I'm telling you, nope, he's not entitled to and seek injunctive relief because he does not own any of this. It has to be your property. Okay. To the extent the plaintiff seeks a preliminary injunction prohibiting the government from continuing to review all of the materials that the court considered the ability for them to seize. Remember, he went to a grand jury and we went to a grand jury to get this subpoena. They showed sufficient evidence to say that there's a problem here. There's classified materials. But now he doesn't want anybody even looking in the boxes to see what's in there. Okay. But no, you can't.
Except a special master.
Except for a special master, but he doesn't qualify for a special master because they forget that because it was such highly sensitive material, it's already being reviewed by the highest. Okay. They already are going through the classifications. Okay. They're not going to let this stuff out. They have it all locked up already. Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, they are actually a party seeking a preliminary injunction has to establish that they have a substantial likelihood of success on the merits. Irreparable injury will be suffered unless the injunction is issued. In other words, what harm is it going to be if we don't get a special master to Donald J. Trump? Not really.
It means the government gets to continue investigating Trump and possibly indict him.
Oh, I see. So accountability. Oh, I get it.
Yeah. And we can't have accountability with our political leaders.
But unfortunately, accountability isn't on one of the lists for irreparable injury that qualifies legally. I mean, being held accountable, that doesn't qualify.
Well, I'm sure if we vote him in a second time, he'll make it. He'll put it in there that you can't hold him accountable for anything.
Are you kidding me? Don't even start with me on that, boy. Anyway, I'm gonna go back. There was one part here I want to get to, and then I'm gonna release this because this part could all be very, very boring. Okay, they do address the fact that there are some possibilities because here they're addressing the fact that even if a former president could, in some circumstances, assert executive privilege against the executive branch, no such assertion would be valid here. In other words, ex-President Trump is kind of going on the small, slim chance that he could actually execute executive privilege in this thing, saying that that's why he had it. But
if you think the federal courts are going to step into the executive branch authority and say, oh, no, you can only do this and you can only do that, it ain't going to happen. I mean, that's why we have 3 separate branches of our government.
Exactly. And what the DOJ is saying in the response here is that even in the event that there is some extraordinary circumstance in which a former president could validly assert executive privilege against the executive branch itself, meaning the DOJ and everybody, this case plainly would not qualify. Because there is no reason. It wasn't a national emergency. There wasn't anything going on that he needed to secure these documents, or anything like that. He wasn't acting in the best interest of the country by any means. Okay. There's nothing. By the executive branch reviewing the records at issue, there's 2 core executive functions. They are investigating the potential of unlawful handling of the records, including highly classified records, and assessing the resulting risks to national security. Okay, they are entitled. This is what we should be doing. This is the job of the Department of Justice. Okay, this is national security here. This is exactly what we should do. Okay. And yet he's like calling foul, and I don't understand why.
Well, and the point of executive privilege was decided how long ago? A year and a half ago by the federal courts, when they literally said the president, the sitting president, is the only one who has executive privilege. There is no executive privilege for former presidents, period.
This is what they're saying here, because he's asking for a special master, and the Department of Justice is saying that if you get a special master to review everything, you're actually getting special privilege here. You're actually getting more and above than even the government, okay, in regards to this, and that is not appropriate in this case. Okay, listen, they're saying that as far as his arguments can be rested on, he was deprived his rights under the PRA to assert potential privilege claims. But they've already asserted there's no privilege when you're the former president. What privilege is there to it when everything belongs to the government anyway? And had the seized records been returned to the NARA, then none of this would be happening, okay? If they had actually responded appropriately, instead of dragging everything out and trying to yank the government around. They really tried to hoodwink them when you think about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like the government just raided his place out of the blue. I mean, they have been saying, look, we know you have these boxes. You didn't return them when you said you would. You said there were no more, and yet we know there are more. So hand them over and it'll be over. And yet he still refused.
Right.
So what do you expect the government to do? I mean, you really think they're just going to say, oh, okay, well, goodbye.
Right. Basically, the nutshell, my favorite part of this whole filing, it's 54 pages, by the way, and a lot of that is actually the correspondence at the end between them, just to show from A to Z that they did do everything they could to try to get him to willingly just give them the documents that they knew he had, okay, because they have evidence that it was there. They're letting them know they know it was there. They're letting them know exactly what they want returned. But they decide to play shenanigans and only return part of it and just play like they don't know what's going on, and still receive more correspondence after that saying, nope, that's not all of it. We this, you need to do this, we need more back. Like, come on. No, they didn't. So grand jury, okay, there you go. Get a search warrant, find it all there. Well, here you go. The government's seizure of these records through the use of a search warrant is a direct result of plaintiff's own conduct. And this inequitable conduct makes equitable relief inappropriate. In other words, you can't ask the court to intervene with the special master when you cause this mess yourself. Yeah. You do not get to cause more trouble for the court, more expense for the court, more delay in the court because of what you did. There was an equitable means of resolution, and you refused to follow it. So why are you dragging the court into this now? Basically, that's what that says.
Exactly.
And basically, for the reasons described above, the government now has urgent interest in continuing its review of these records. Because you have acted with such bad conduct, we can't trust the fact that you didn't do anything crazy with this stuff. Like, you're not being reasonable. We need to find out.
Having found 56 empty document folders that were marked top secret and the documents weren't with them?
Yes. You know what is that? And I don't think people are making they need to make a bigger deal about that than what's going on. Like, 56,
I don't think they thought it through. I mean, it's not like the government is saying you didn't put the documents back in the folders where they belong. The document's saying, no, these 56 folders are empty and the folders are marked top secret. So, by the way, where the fuck are the documents that go in this folder and this one and this one? So there's still more out there. We know that. We know he has 56 top secret documents somewhere.
That is such a scary, to me, that is like the most horrifying part. But, I get annoyed at the arrogance of them just not even like with the correspondence going back and forth, thinking that they were going to pull something over, that they actually were more entitled, the entitlement, the reeking of entitlement, in actually thinking that they're going to hoodwink everybody into thinking everything was returned.
The entitlement hits for me is when he said, never in our history has anyone ever dared search a former president's home.
Did he forget about Nixon?
And I thought, never in our history have we ever had a president who led an insurrection either. But hey, shit happens.
We've never had anyone refuse to concede. We've never had anyone go against 3 separate investigations into whether the actual election had any type of shenanigans going on, including those conducted by his own campaign and the government that he was the president still, because the inauguration didn't happen. All of this started. His own administration did these investigations, and he refuses to believe the outcome when they said, I'm sorry, we can't find anything to overturn it because nothing foul happened. Like, this is what people wanted. They didn't want you. I know. Isn't that shocking? Shocking. Absolutely shocking. But anyway, even if, this case doesn't involve the search of an attorney's office, because one of the claims that ex-President Trump is making is that all of those everything there, they can't have any of it because of privilege, attorney-client privilege, like their stuff. You can't do it. I've got privilege here. And they're saying, no way. The attorney-client privilege issues presented are not complex, voluminous, or novel. There's a couple of pieces of paper that we're gladly going to put aside and not use in the case. We're not going to expose your underwear. Okay, Donald J. Trump, we're not doing it. We're going to actually act with some decorum here and do what's right, because it's well established that filter teams, also called taint teams, don't you just love it, are routinely employed to conduct such privilege reviews when documents like these are seized. Okay, when we have to go through things. Like, in other words, hey, yo, we do know what to do here. We're going to protect everybody's interest because we don't want the case ruined, because we got a case against you. They definitely have a case. All right. So on that, I'm going to end that, and I'm going to go to something a little more interesting for you. Quiz, would you read this for me? You're waking up?
No, I can't read. Don't you know? Oh, okay.
Go ahead. God.
What do you want me to read? Is it the one I'm thinking?
It is.
It's the one I'm thinking, huh?
Yes, it is.
Oh, boy. So now it comes out conclusively that the FBI buried the Hunter Biden laptop story before the election, knowing that if they didn't, why the fuck is he speaking in the fucking third term? Trump would have easily won the 2020 presidential election. Now I want to stop here and point out that Trump is now conceding the election.
He
just said if they hadn't done this, he would have won the 2020 election.
You mean he just declared he didn't win?
He did right there. This is the massive fraud and election interference at a level never seen before in our country, unless you're talking about the women, the blacks, and people of color, and the gays, and anybody who they were considered a communist or a socialist. Okay, never mind. This is the massive fraud and election interference never ever seen before in our country. Remedy: declare the rightful winner, or, and this would be the minimal solution, declare the 2020 election irreparably compromised and have a new election immediately.
Mm-hmm. Immediately. We just need to stop this, right? Like, how dare we catch you red-handed and actually want to do something about it? How dare we? Like, how dare we? Oh gosh. What are you gonna oh my god.
Well, for one, I think we talked about this off camera or off stream, and for somebody who held the office of the president, he really doesn't know how things work in our country.
You know what? I've been saying that since before we got in, because even when we had the debates, okay, remember there were so many people when they had the debates, when they had the debates, and we were going about like who was going to be the Republican candidate, and they have that they have them all out there, and they're asking questions, and he knows nothing about how the government works. He couldn't talk on foreign policy. He couldn't talk on national interest. He couldn't even call. He's a businessman, and he couldn't talk on the
Well,
GPA,
wait,
the gross
wait. I think
national
you're
product.
being I think you're being awfully nice just calling him a businessman. I don't think anybody who has failed businesses as much as he does should be called a businessman.
What can I tell you? Consummate professional here. Like I'm trying to give them whatever kernel of a break I can here and there, because it's just too damn easy to trash him. It just is. But
Well, that's
anyway.
not a trash. That's an observation.
It is well, it's a true one too, because you would have to add some adjectives to that. You'd have to say multiple bankrupt businessman, or failed to pay my bills businessman, or not, don't run a freaking college on anything on how to do anything businessman, because can't even run a charitable organization anymore because you didn't even follow the rules for that. More like the rules don't
He's
apply
a con
to me.
Man. Come on, let's just say it. He's a con man.
Charlatan Trump. Yes, charlatan Trump. Okay, here we go. Yes, okay. Listen, I don't know. Commander has a very good comment here about the emails. Let me just take this down. That was a lovely. Oh, and this is all. He's not allowed on Twitter anymore. Where is this site that it is a Truth whatever is his site
Truth
now?
Social.
Ah, God. Like, what an oxymoron that is. All right. Not only that, but what the F? What kind of computer repair shop goes through thousands of emails and then hands those thousands of emails to one's political opponent? Russian intelligence. I don't know. I don't believe the laptop story, but if it was true, then Rudy went to the Ukraine to collect Hunter Biden's laptop from the FSB Russian intelligence, which is why we had the Mueller probe to begin with. Exactly. The Mueller, I think she means the Mueller probe. Yep. Yeah. But exactly. Like, it's just for all the things to happen that they say happened for this to be. And let's not forget, they did not the former President Trump's own executive branch, did they not investigate this already?
Yes, they did. And what did they say?
They said they didn't find anything.
Oh gosh. My God.
But apparently it's still a bone of contention.
But
didn't the
DOJ head get fired shortly after that?
Just about all of them, because they wouldn't say what he wanted to say, because they actually did their jobs and they need evidence. Like they actually worked.
And then he brought in Bill Barr. Was that? Yeah, I just remember that.
Yeah. How did the story come out? How did the story? Maybe, you know what? I don't recall the origination of how that story came out, to tell you the truth, Liam. But maybe, do you, Quiz?
Yes, 4 years of hell.
Oh, there you go. Definitely. I know. What am I thinking, right, Robsky? Rules for Trump? Who would have thought? I don't know. Like, he's like everybody else. I don't know. I don't know.
But he's not. He's a billionaire. Therefore, he doesn't have to follow rules.
Yeah. Well, here in America, obviously, you do. I mean, you could pay your way out of it, but still, you do to follow some rules, because ignorance of the law and I use that word like in all capital letters. Okay. Ignorance of the law is no defense ever in a United States court.
Especially if you're a billionaire and you can afford lawyers.
I'm telling you. But apparently not, because the 3 that he has. Did anybody else watch all the news coverage with the lawyers out there speaking for him? And even the actual interviewers were going, what? Did you just, what? Like, even they knew what they were saying was like fluff, malarkey, not based in fact, pulling stuff out of the air. They did not act like they knew what was going on at all. Like, I was kind of embarrassed for them, and actually I felt a little bit bad that's what was being represented by the former president.
This is the kind of people the president wants as his attorneys. He wants yes men who will do what he tells them. He doesn't want attorneys who know their shit and will say, no, sir, you can't do that, and here's why. He just wants people who say, oh, yeah, we can say that in court. It's okay.
No.
I mean, all they want is the money. They don't care if they win or lose. They just want the money. And the funny thing is, I would think most of them have learned after, Trump not paying Rudy for his time, that he's not going to pay them either.
I'm telling you, Quiz, we got to buckle up because this is going to be a long ride. Like, this is going to end soon. As soon as he filed in Florida for these stuff, it's just going to be, he's just going to keep going. He's going to file and file.
Problem is, he had to file in the district court.
Yeah.
That's, and he filed with a friendly district court.
He tried. And there's already issues with that.
If that district court judge actually gives him a special master, you can bet the appeals court will step in almost immediately. Once the government appeals it, bam, they're going to come roaring down that line and say, no, 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 no. And that'll be the end of it.
Well, we're going to hope so, but I don't see so. See, he just filed on August 22nd, right? Not even a month ago. And I already had to sift through 65 legal documents on pieces.
You mean other people have been filing too?
Yeah. Oh my God. Let me show you.
Like private citizens?
I got to read you a letter. Yes. A private citizen sent a letter to the Florida court.
And it is possible to do that. If you're wondering.
If you're wondering,
as a private citizen, you have the right to sound off on any court case that's going on. You do.
Would you like the pleasure of reading this, or would you like me to?
Why don't you read this one? Because
okay,
it's in small type and you can see it better.
I can. Okay, but basically, this is a letter sent in by a citizen, O. Rain M. Cornish, Senior, who is identifying themselves as a distressed U.S. citizen. And they are sending it to the United States District Court, Southern District of Florida, and addressing it directly to the Honorable Eileen M. Cannon, who is the judge in this case, And it is the case number 22 CV 81294, which is Donald Trump's filing against the United States government. And he calls it an offensive, in capital letters, filing. And I quote, while pursuing the Yahoo News page on my computer, I saw an item that announced that the attached was filed. I began reading it, and I was immediately offended and repulsed by the statement of the very first line, the end of which falsely state, and I quote, President. I find this extremely offensive as a citizen of the United States. As the United States Air Force Vietnam-era veteran from 1972 to 2002, attached number 2, just so you know, he actually attached his certificate to prove it, The offensive verbiage is highlighted in yellow for your information. It is my fervent hope that your responses, whatever form it takes to the filing, repudiates the impudent claim evidenced by that verbiage. May I suggest that your very first line states something such as moving Donald H. Trump improperly identified as president? Fact is, as I am sure you know, the USA has just one president at a time. To allow such verbiage to go unchallenged is to give aid and comfort to the continued effort to undermine the democracy, the good order, discipline, and freedoms which have been the hallmarks of the grand experiment, the United States of America. Please, I beseech you not to let that arrogant falsity go unchallenged, because it is corrosive to our freedoms, our society, the form of government we choose to live by. See what happened on January 6th? Further, the attorneys who submitted the filing should be sanctioned, for they should know better. Respectfully, O'Rain M. Cornish Sr., a distressed U.S. citizen. And he attached the filing with the highlighted part, and also a copy of the first order of the member of the U.S. for his certification of who he was. And there it goes. But this is what he's talking about. When the lawyers filed, they listed him as President Donald J. Trump repeatedly. Okay? Not cool.
Definitely not cool, especially in an official government document.
Exactly. But the judge did it too. That's why he's writing right to them. When the judge responded, they listed it as president, clearly indicating some bias here, in my humble opinion. Is a bear?
Which could also be something that the Court of Appeals slaps her down for.
Exactly. She may just lose this case. But this is true. An angry citizen, a distressed U.S. citizen, is allowed to be part of this court case because Donald J. Trump filed against the United States. It's all of us. We're all in, people. All of us. Like, buckle up. It's all of us. We are in. We are in now. Totally. And there's more, Quiz. There's more.
There's more?
There's more. Because we actually have someone actually filing who wants to be the master.
The master.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well,
boy, if we could get Draugr to come up here and say that, I'm sure it would turn everybody on. I want to be your master.
Oh, you have to start with me. I only had 1 cup of coffee.
Well, that should wake you up then.
Okay, let me just go down to the punchline of this one. This is actually a brief, okay? This is amended, okay? August 31st. Okay, a moving intervener, Raj K. Patel's reply to defendant's response at docket number 48. Okay, yes, Raj K. Patel is actually petitioning to be the special master. I'll get to the punchline. I'm not going to read this whole thing. The punchline's down here. Furthermore, okay. Therefore, the court should appoint a special master and allow intervention. And in furtherance of the intervention and Federal R Civil P 24, the court ordered to close to me, the moving intervener, all documents to adequately and without prejudice represent intervention and the common questions of law or fact and my aforesaid interest in this transaction as described in docket 21 and 36, as this court has inherent authority to help maintain the relations of my legitimate excellency from and only from elected office, and ensure that the devolved sovereignty of the United States is checked. Okay, docket 49. All right. Further, this is the clincher. I also move or propose to this court my appointment to special master will allow this court and the defendant to ensure that the executive branch, under the unitary executive theory, is conducting review of the necessary documents. That I be appointed as special master. He wants it. He wants it, Quiz.
Hey, I'm just going to say this for anybody in the stream, in the chat. If you're interested in doing something, in this case particularly, you can download that particular PDF and just put your own name in there and send it in.
Yes.
Let's 323 million of us.
You know what? And
file for special master case.
And that actually occurred to me. Why don't I just make this as a public, like, fill in the blank document? Like even the
you really should.
I know, because I'm actually looking at law that could actually get me arrested because I'm interfering with a a case about top classified documents and stuff like that. I don't want to get involved.
You're not. You're just providing a public service to both of us who want to file as special master as well. And don't know how, so we can just take this and cut and paste it. Whoop, we'll all do it.
No, Faulty, I don't think it works for a non-American, but I would like to see a non-American file and say, like, could you guys knock the shenanigans off? You're actually
no, this would be perfect. As a non-American, he has no bias.
This is true, and
he would be a perfect special master.
Yeah. Could you
think of all the money you could make from Russia, China, North Korea.
Oh my God. Oh God, don't even. Oh, hey, Alice. Hi, Juju. I didn't see you guys come in, but I hope you're having a good day. Cause wow. I can't. Anyway, I thought you would get a kick out of that. That was my present for you today, Quiz. That
Anybody that wants to be a special master, I kind of my
yeah,
ears kind of
but Raj
twitch.
Patel. I mean,
Well,
Raj Patel.
Yeah, as soon as you said Raj Patel, my ears went right back down. I mean,
I'm like, oh, and he got there first. Like he was the first one. He's like got his hand up. Yo, pick me. Yes. It's like, oh my God, you're not kidding, Alice. He actually is. I would have to say. Oh, that's okay, Hawkskull. Better late than never. Always good to see you. Thank you for coming. But anyway, I don't know. So how would you like? I don't know what else there is to say, really, except for to answer some questions. Thank you, Hawk. I love seeing that everywhere we go. Thank you.
yeah.
Let me just pull. Mm-hmm.
What more can we say? I mean,
Well,
we've got in the past week, we've had Trump's civil attorneys or civil attorney come out and say that she didn't have, or when she was searching for documents at Mar-a-Lago, she didn't review the documents that were seized by the FBI because they were classified, and therefore she didn't have permission to view them.
Wow.
So in her own words, she knows they were there, she saw them, but she didn't review them because, well, they're classified.
Are you telling me that his
kind of
own
goes
attorney,
against his own attorney,
in a national interview that went all everywhere, actually
on
international,
Fox News
on Fox News, it went everywhere,
Fox News,
just admitted that the ex-president, the former president, Donald J. Trump, had documents in his residence that she couldn't look at because they were classified?
Well, it gets better. And the
How could it get better? How could it get better?
In the response to the response of the DOJ, his own attorneys admitted, yeah, there were classified documents there, but he was the president, so he's allowed.
He was but he's not. Oh, wait, but you see, that was all gonna fall apart when
it fell apart quickly. I mean,
that just doesn't, because no, you're not. We can only have one president.
It's at this point that most judges just kind of look at the attorneys and say, "Shut up, please. Just stop talking. You're not doing your client any good at this point."
No, I like. There's two comments here from John. John, I just like, you read my mind. He's like, in my opinion, they want one person appointed as the master to attempt to buy them off. Trump seems to think of himself like a mob boss. After all, it's his way or the highway. I agree with you. He does like to run everything, his businesses and everything that way. But this gets me. Like, you're not kidding, John. That's some Elaine Breredoff level argument right there. You ain't kidding. They might as well start like working for the other side, because oh God, I can't believe they did that. I can't believe they did that.
And the thing is, they don't even know they're doing it when they do it. I mean, because Trump has spun so many bullshit stories, and now that anytime they talk about this stuff, they start tripping themselves up because they can't keep all the lies straight.
Oh gosh, Wrecker's gonna go for special master. Oh my God!
Anytime he wants, I'll be available.
Oh my gosh, I knew you were gonna say that.
Oh wait, you meant. Oh, sorry.
No, I meant official special master in the court case.
In the court case.
Wrong show.
Yeah.
Wrong show. Down.
Wrong show.
Down, Quiz. Down. Oh God. I got stop. Oh my God. This has gone to hell. Like, this was supposed to be more serious, but I just couldn't do it because I'm reading it, and I know actually the DOJ was very serious in their reply, and that part I'm all for. Like, they really they put all the I's, they dotted all the I's, they crossed all the T's. There was so much precedent and legal juice in there, so much muscle behind what they were saying. But it's all like, for what? It's not like the opposing side is going to get it. Like, I don't even know. I don't even know. They are so mismatched as far as legalese that it's almost embarrassing to actually think of what the response is going to be from the other side. Although I wait with bated breath just for the laugh. I mean, come on. If I have to go through 65 documents every couple of days just to
I
find
imagine sometime this week she's going to make her ruling.
Oh,
and
gosh.
it's going to either be a short-lived ruling, meaning that she said, "Oh yeah, let's appoint a special master," and then it's going to be appealed and then slapped down so fast she's going to wish she would never taken the case, or it's going to be, "You don't have jurisdiction. You can't ask for this. Goodbye." I mean, I would imagine even probably the appellate judges have probably already talked to her and said, "You do not want this on you. We will slap you down hard. Don't try us."
I know.
Just don't try us.
It is. I don't know. But you know what? This is the problem I've had all along with actually his campaign from the start, was the absolute disregard for the Republican Party line of law and order and respect for law and order. He is actually the anti for that.
Let's not forget what they called on immediately following the FBI raid on Mar-a-Lago.
What was
Defund the FBI.
Defund them, right? Because how dare they do their job protecting the interest of the country?
Our law and order party suddenly, yeah, maybe not.
Well, let's be fair. It's not all of the law and order party. There are actually some Republicans that actually take that line, like, hey, no one is above the law. There are Republicans saying that. They're few and far between.
Yeah, and they all got voted out of office.
And they did. There were elections and they kicked them to the curb because they said, what? You're not wearing a MAGA hat up here? Like, what the hell? Like, you're out. Because apparently, all of a sudden, red means Trump. But I've got news for you. No, it don't. They just want you to believe it does. I mean, that actually stands for something. That MAGA hat is actually starting to stand for rules for thee and not for me. Okay, yep. That is what that hat is standing for these days. And y'all better get a clue. I know you want your guy, but you better start looking at what he represents and what he's going for, because that's what you're going to have to own up to, that you are actually against your own country because you think he actually doesn't have to follow the rules. And I want you to explain that to me. I want to hear it. I really do. I want to know why you think that that's okay. That he doesn't have to follow the rules, that he's allowed to do whatever he wants, and it's rules for everybody else but not for him. Because after all, it was that presidency that made it tougher for the actual sanctions against anyone doing what he just did is a lot tougher now. He actually wrote the protocol on how it should be happened. Exactly what the DOJ, again, in response to his own actions, was written by his own executive committee. All right. And they proved it in the filing. They showed actually the memos and the correspondence through the Trump administration, who actually made this a thing. All because of what? Hillary's emails? Hillary's emails were nothing compared to this.
Yeah, but I'm not going to dismiss Hillary either.
Oh no, she was wrong. She was absolutely. That was that was appalling. It was absolutely appalling.
So let's not. We're not going to play favorites here. Any politician who screws with the laws that say you have to turn over all this stuff, or even local politicians who screw with the sunshine laws and things like that. Right. I mean, they're all in the wrong. And quite frankly, they all should be held accountable for what they've done. And the best accountability you can hold a politician to is not to vote them in again.
just don't do it.
This is how we've got into this trouble. Shit politicians get into office, sit on their chair, and that's all they do. And now we're all wondering, well, why did it go so bad? Well, it goes so bad because we got a bunch of fucking idiots in Washington, because we keep electing them.
Right, we do. We do have to take some accountability here. If we're not involved enough, if we don't pay attention enough, that's why I want people to actually refocus. It's not a red and blue thing, okay? It's a common law it's a government thing and it's a patriot thing. It's about our country. And like, if we're going to bother to make rules and regulations for everybody, why don't we have to follow them? Like, what's the sense? Like, there's got to be a line. Okay. There has to be a line for a society to be able to operate in the good for everyone. Okay. And the commander-in-chief and the ex-commander-in-chief, they got to follow those rules too. Sorry, not sorry. It's just not right. The entitlement is really what sickens me about the whole thing, Quiz, to tell you the truth. Yeah. But it always has.
Entitlement has always been that way, though.
Yeah. But it always has, from the start,
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, you guys are all going off on this. Commander, that's interesting. I don't know about this, but I'm going to put it up anyway. But it does, the play on words is tickling me. You got me here, because MAGA in Latin means female sorcerer, aka witches. That's why they're screaming witch hunt. And it's going to be one of the most productive witch hunts the world has ever seen, finding real witches. You know what? Yeah, they're the ones calling it out. And it's exactly what's going to happen to them. And they're the ones that were calling it out on everybody else. But nobody else is the ones guilty of it. They actually went for them. They actually went for everybody. They did investigations and they didn't find anything. Why
well, if he gets back into office, I can promise you it's going to be ugly.
How can he? First of all, wasn't there a speech that he made during the Hillary thing with the email that said that she should have been disqualified as a candidate as soon as that was discovered because she inappropriately handled documents that were top secret?
We are talking about Trump, right?
We are. I do believe
rules apply to others, not to him.
Oh, but don't not you too.
But that's how he thinks. So how can he run again? Well, he thinks all the rules apply to you and me, not him.
Wait, Trump and think is an oxymoron right there. Like, don't do that.
Well, yeah, I agree.
Don't even do that to me. No, that's not fair. And you're making me cry on stream with this. Like, come on.
I'm sorry.
It's like, no, you're not. No, you're not. You're not at all. All right. We've got 6 minutes. 6 damn minutes to wrap this up. Are there any questions from the chat? I mean, not the ridiculous kind, like anything you actually want to know about the document that I can answer for you in a semi-intelligent way.
Or any questions for me about anything you want, anything at all. I'll answer right now. 6 minutes. You get go.
You got 6 minutes of quizzes, undivided attention. I'll just sit back. I'll just feed the chat. Here we go. Okay.
I think she's lying. As soon as the first
what? The bear lie? I don't lie. Okay, come on. What? I might not put it up on the screen, but I'm going to allow them to say whatever they want in the chat. Like, go on, people. Like, do your thing.
Yeah.
It's like, but hey, would I do that? I am not the one that tries to ruin all of your fun. Oh, yes, faulty. I like that. Yes, I did say, correct me. Correct me, sir. You are absolutely correct. I said it wrong, Quiz, because Trump is an oxymoron.
and I think that's even wrong.
Wait, why?
You just need to get rid of oxy.
Just moron. Oh, okay. Wait. Okay. Thank you, Sadie, for being here. It's been a while, Sadie Marie. I was really happy to see you here in the chat. Thank you for coming. And thanks for having the conversation with us. We'll be back. As a matter of fact, I do want to plug a little bit where I'll be this afternoon. I'm going to be over on the Shills with Amy Hogan doing the Uncalled For. And the topic just happens to be the Trump cult. And QAnon.
The cult of Trump.
The cult of Trump, or the mindset, is this like the craziness that is what's going on with the MAGA thing and, its ties to other things. And it'll be, it should be quite interesting. It should be quite interesting. I'm looking forward to it. We actually do have a couple of questions.
Uh-huh. Okay, I'm ready.
Oh, favorite pizza toppings.
Ooh.
Oh,
anything meat.
Okay, anything meat. There you go. Hey, Charlie, I'm right with you with the jalapenos, the garlic, the sausage. Add some pineapple. Okay, and
No,
some pickled
pineapples for
onions,
dessert.
and I'm there, dude. I'm there. No, fresh pineapple, not that canned soggy stuff.
No, fresh pineapple for dessert. You chop it up, you get it ready, you set it onto the side when you a whole pineapple. Oh yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, you know what? I'll give you that. If you want to eat it on the side, as long as you're eating it with the pizza, I don't care.
I always eat fresh pineapple.
But I'm telling you, that's my jam. That's my go-to. That's my sexy food. I'm telling you. You want to catch a bear? Make one of those pies. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That's
Make
how you can
a pizza pie.
That's how you can catch a bear. And John, that's an excellent one too. Barbecue chicken. I can't believe we're talking Trump and pizza here.
Barbecue
But,
chicken.
we might as well. Barbecue chicken with green onions and red peppers. That sounds amazing. You know what, Robski? I'm the kind of person that I'll let you have the anchovies on your part of the pizza. We'll go half and half. I just don't want it touching mine. Those little things.
Don't give my part of the pizza cooties. I mean, it's not
It's
good.
true. It's true. But I'll split the pie with you. I definitely will. You can put anchovies. I'll even tolerate the smell a little bit, as long as I get mine,
We missed one.
Which one?
We missed a question from Wrecker.
Oh, did we? Oh no. Oh, did we?
What is the flight speed of an unladen swallow?
What? An unladen swallow? Meaning that they don't have anything strapped on?
The flight speed of an unladen swallow is between 31 and 40 miles per hour. But thank you for asking.
Oh, God. I'm getting vapors here. Okay. Was it a European or an African swallow? He
just asked general. If he wants to ask the absolute which one it is, then fine. Yes. We'll deal with it then.
Well, thank God for Google. Hey, Clockwork Rex. Thanks for coming.
No, I just knew that off the top of my head.
Are you kidding me? Oh my God. Why do I know stupid things like precedence and not how to pronounce DOJ on a Sunday afternoon when I've only had half a cup of coffee? But anyway, forgive me, people. I do know what I'm occasionally what I'm talking about. I just don't actually enunciate it properly. It's like, hey, dog, welcome. Nice to see you here. Hope you're having a good day. Yeah. Is that from Monty Python and the Holy Grail? Thank you, Commander, because a little Python will do you good every day. I know, Wrecker. I was what I was going to say, but I figured Quiz was going to say it, but he gave you the actual answer, and I'm dumbfounded. I'm like stumped. I didn't know what to do, and it's all your fault, Wrecker. Stop trying to derail me and Quiz. Cut it out. You lovely human being.
We could actually answer that question if you really want, Wrecker, but
we do not. Nope. On a Trump stream? No.
Hey, can I ask a question? If we were to answer this question on Discord, how would everybody see that?
Oh, they would have to go to Discord to find that.
But I thought your Discord was private.
My Discord is private. And you got to
wait
how can
until we're at it.
Well, you can't. You just can't. You just can't. The real answer is Quiz wants me to tell you, and as I should do the YouTube things. I mean, after all, I am a fucking YouTuber. There's no doubt about it. I'm out here, right? So here you go. If you want on the Discord to find out the answer to the swallow question that Quiz wants to give you, that I'm not going to let him say on air, you're going to have to get to the Discord. And to do that, you're going to have to be a member of the channel. You got to hit the join button on the channel, or just put in the channel /join, and it will take you right there. And or become a Patreon member. All of these links are in the description and have been eloquently put in the chat by Autistic Shill, all the way up there and all over the place repeatedly. And you can do that if you want to get in there and hear the luscious ramblings of Quiz on a daily basis, because he's there. He happens to be one of the masters of that Discord. He was the only present mod at the time.
That's scary, isn't it?
What is wrong with you, Bear? You made Quiz a moderator. What the hell is wrong with you? No, anyway, but yeah, that's the fun way to do it. Okay, you can get in there.
I thought there was another way.
Become a patron. There is another way, and this is my favorite way. You want to make a bear happy? You want to get in there and see the inner workings in the Discord? Besides giving me that pineapple pizza and someone to share it with? Yes, I do have a Patreon, John's in there helping you, by the way. Like, you guys are amazing. Like, stop. You tried to make me a professional YouTuber, and I just can't do it. Like, I don't know what it is. I just can't. Okay. We do need games later. No worky tomorrow. Yes, Charlie? Yes, it's a holiday.
Ooh,
Can we do
that's
that? Can we
right.
do that, please? Game master, moderator?
Yes,
Okay.
we can have games later.
Charlie?
So if you're thinking of joining the Discord server today, would be good, because we're gonna have some game time.
And if you love the sultry voice of Wrecker or Charlie Welsh, you know, if you hear him over on the Shills, or you hear Wrecker on my show, you know, hey ladies, you know, join the Discord. They're in there almost every day. Okay.
Oh, Charlie.
Yes, I'm pimping you guys out. Yes, I just did. You wanted God, stop it. This just went. This is not a professional stream anymore. Jeez, like all right. Anyway, this is going to be used as example 101 by manager on why Claire should have ended at 1:15, because it's 2:18, and I mean at 2:15 because it's 2:18 and everything's going amok. But anyway. We're going to be on the shows later, and then Monday we will have our regular show, and I really think you should be there for legal updates and true crime, because it's going to be Manson, and it's going to be Miller, and it's going to be Murdaugh. It's going to be the 3 M's of like deliciousness and legal drama. The 3 M's of hell. Yeah, it is definitely going to be all things. Yes, John, you know, if I show up, definitely. There's something about mayhem that just follows me around. I don't know. Has he kicked me out of a live chat lately? No, Sandy, he hasn't. Because, you know, the one smart thing I did, Sandy, and I will tell everybody, is I took that privilege away from him because I was tired of him yanking me around my own Discord. Like he did. He was like,
I did it once.
He did. He kicked me out of my own chat. Yes,
and the funny thing is several weeks later, she then makes a VC for people who are sleeping in chat, and then tells me that we should move everyone there, including her, when she goes to sleep. I'm like, okay.
Exactly. Because because it was smart, because it, you know, it made sense, because you did explain to me why you did it. You weren't trying to be rude. He was trying to protect my interests. So in case I talk in my sleep or I snore really, really loudly, he was protecting my image. It was nice. I will admit, but I did make a big deal about it.
And that's another thing. You get to sleep with people in the Discord chat. And it doesn't matter who. You can sleep with just about anybody at any time. You'll find us there in the sleeping room.
Wait, before YouTube takes that and runs with it, because you know I've got that little group of people that like take 2 words that we say and like turn it into a big thing.
For that little group of people who are listening, fucking find me on Discord. Send me the DMs. Let's play.
Yeah, please. Could you skip me this time and go right for quiz? Like he's the one sleeping with everybody in Discord, not me. Okay, like. Just leave me alone. All right. I'm very selective about the people I sleep with in Discord. Stop. But anyway, we're talking about actual sleep people, so don't go there. All right. Yeah, it did, Faulty, didn't it? It really did. Okay. Anyway, I'm going.
Okay.
We are actually gonna put this to an end. Hey, Jin. Thanks for it is Otter Mayhem, Jin. It is Otter Mayhem. You're absolutely right. Yes, definitely. Thanks for coming in, and we're going out on that. Don't be offended. It's not you. It's me, or Quiz. It's definitely Quiz. Wasn't me at all.
Hey, Sonny.
Leave all of us out of it. Okay, I will. On that, I'm gonna Quiz. You got any last words? Dare I ask?
Yeah, if you really want to know the answer to swallowing speed, you can come into Discord.
Yes, and amongst any other things, plus game night. There's a music room.
We will have a game night tonight.
You know, there's a lot of creative collaborators there, because that's the other way you can get into the Discord, by the way. If you ever actually work with me on any of my series, and I've got plenty for you to choose from. There's the Am I the Asshole? There's library chats like this if there's something you want to discuss. There's mayhem panels. There's the What the F panel that just goes on with the shenanigans that happen all over social media. There's plenty to choose from. Or if you even want to do a read for the library, if there's something you want to read and you want it out there and you don't have a channel, or you just, you know, I'll put it in the library for you. But there's plenty of ways to be part of the channel, and then you get a free pass into the Discord and all the shenanigans that goes on over there. But anyway, yes, John, plus all the pictures that you guys post. Yep, yeah, absolutely.
We need to do that more, John. We haven't done that in a while.
I'm gonna make you guys your own room for that, I think. I don't know. Is Canadian bacon real bacon? No, it's ham. Borowski.
Okay, let's stop before we get into this.
I'll fight you on that. Next stream, we'll bring it up. Okay, on that. All right, so say goodbye, Quiz.
Goodbye, Quiz.
Okay, bye, everybody.